And, you know, I mean, a lot of people are probably going to be a little surprised that this interview is happening because I actually tweeted at one point, you know, who wants to see another Brittany Renner Vlad TV interview? And you responded.
You're the feds.
Right.
So I'd love to give you clarity. I'm all about clarity. Now, that statement was from my experience with you. I know that you get straight to it. You don't pussyfoot around. You're going straight to the target. So I felt like going off of my experience with you in 2014, there was no wiggle room really around questions. So that's kind of what I mean when I say like, oh, you're the feds. I feel like you ask the tough questions, and that's all I really truly meant by it. I don't think you're the feds. I respect what you do. I love what you've been doing, and you've been in this game a long time, very successful. So me just kind of trolling and being like, you're the feds. Hey. I mean, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Like, there's nothing for me to hide. You know, we could talk all day about whatever. So, yeah.
Right. No, I wasn't even offended by it. I actually responded, LOL.
Yeah,
and then
you're like, okay, whatever,
yeah,
bitch.
whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And then I got to see all these various articles on these hip hop sites, like, you know, Brittany Renner calls Vlad the feds and all that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll live with that.
Yeah.
You know, but then I think after you saw my interview with John Sally, you actually reached out to me.
I did. I reached out to you. My security guard, Prince, was like, you really need to watch this Vlad interview. Because in my mind, I've seen articles that, you know, you guys have put out about me, and there are some headliners that I didn't really like. So I felt like, okay, you're not even really on my side. So when you did tweet me that, I'm thinking like the first interview we had, the articles I've seen, you aren't Team Brittany. You don't want to know the truth. You're not trying to get to the story. You just want to bash me, you want to drag me. You already have your mind made up. So when I watched that interview, it was so refreshing because you weren't even on like, oh, I'm Team Brittany. You were just, can we take a step back and ask some questions as to how we got here? Because there's a lot of missing pieces. So when I saw that you actually cared about the story and not just clicks and views, that made me really, my respect for you even deepen even more, because I'm like, this is really one of the first time I've heard a man just ask different questions, pose different questions, not running with this same tired ass narrative. So that, yeah, I did reach out to you. Like, I respect you for that. Like, I really appreciate you just being a different voice, because again, a lot of people just don't think for themselves. Everyone says she's a whore. And I love that you challenge that narrative. And I appreciate that.